All right, y'all, we're going to take a look at topic 3 here, which is kind of two parts. We're going to start with log rules and properties. So on the first page, product rule, we know that when we multiply, we add the exponents. So log just means what? Power. So when you're multiplying two things, when you have the log of two things that are being multiplied, we're just going to add the logs. The log means exponent. We're just going to add those exponents. So there's an example, log of x times y equals log of x plus log of y. Natural log of x times y equals the natural log of x plus the natural log of y. So when you see multiplication, you see multiplication here, you see multiplication here, you're going to do addition. So let's write that up at the top. If you see multiplication, do addition. All right, for the quotient rule, when you divide, you subtract exponents. So here, when you are dividing, if you see division, you're going to do subtraction. Again, if you see division, you're going to do subtraction. So the log of x divided by y is equal to the log of x minus the log of y. You'll notice the b here is just the base. That can be any number. So we're going to do something very similar here. If you see division, do subtraction. Let me move this over. Do subtraction. And the last rule, the power rule, for exponents, when you had a power raised to a power, you multiplied. So now for us, when we see an exponent or a power, we're going to multiply it down front. So the log of x to the y becomes y times log x. Same thing here. The natural log of x to the y becomes y times the natural log of x. So the last thing we're going to put down here is if you see an exponent, if I could get the text box to work, that'd be great. If you see an exponent, multiply in front. So you're going to bring it down front. So those are the three rules: product, quotient, power, just in terms of logs that we're going to utilize here. All right, if we look, that's not really helpful seeing that now, is it? So what can I do? Just 1 minute. Let me, I don't want to open it in Google Docs. All right. All right, sorry for the long delay. I had to figure something out. That was an issue on my computer. So in question 1, you have log of 4 times x. 4 times x. So you multiply. When you're multiplying, you add exponents. So you're going to split this up into addition. It's going to be the log of 4 plus the log of x. Again, you see multiplication, you do addition. So this would be choice A. If we look at another one here, question 2, you have the log of the square root of x times y divided by w. So we have a couple of things going on. We have multiplication, we have division, we have this power here. Just a quick recap: when we did power divided by root, if you had x to the 1/2, that was equal to the square root of x. Power is 1, the root is 2. So if you see a square root in the lesson, it's going to be 1/2 is the power. So you'll notice anything without a 1/2 up front is out, so B and C. So you see multiplication here, x times y. That means if you see multiplication, you do addition, and you're dividing by w. So if you see division, you do subtraction. So we're going to be looking at this. Now you might be wondering, why is the 1/2 in parentheses? Because you were taking the square root of both the x and the y. That's why the 1/2's in parentheses. Okay, I'm going to pick a couple others to do and then have you practice. All right, question number 5. You have the square root again. So this is really b to the 1/2 power. That power rule, that comes down front and multiplies. So that's out. So it's going to be 1/2 b, which we see in both choice C and D and choice A. When you see division, you do subtraction. So A is out. And then that exponent or that power of 2 comes down front and multiplies. So it's going to be choice C, 1/2 log B minus 2 log A. All right, let's do one more with you. All right, number 9. So you don't have multiple choice now. So when you are going to do this out, you have, in this case, a squared, so that power comes down front, so 2 log of a. There's multiplication happening here. When you see multiplication, you do addition, plus square root is power of 1/2 log 5. You see division, you do subtraction. And I'm going to put this in parentheses because you're dividing by the 2 and the x. So it's 2 times x. You see multiplication, you do addition. So log of 2 plus log of x. And that's going to be the solution for that one. So at this point, what I'd like you to do is pause the video and work on questions 1 through 15 for about the next 10-15 minutes, and then come back and check answers, please. So if we take a look at some answers here on the first page, number 3, you have a power of 1 divided by a root of 3, so that's 1/3. And then you see division, you do subtraction, minus log b. Each letter and number is going to need its own log term. So that's why it's not choice D here. Number 4, you have the square root of a divided by the square root of b. So again, powers of 1/2. Because they're both under the square root, that's why you're using parentheses. You see division, you do subtraction. All right, on the second page, number 6, it's 1/2 times a times b. So log of 1/2 plus log of a plus log of b. You could separate this 1/2 into log 1 minus log 2 since you see division. You don't have to. Number 7, 3 times x times r squared, log 3 plus log x plus 2 log r. Power comes down front. You see multiplication, you do addition. Number 8, power of 1/2 log x. You see division, you do subtraction. So this is actually a mistake that I made on the answer key. This should be a minus here. Why 3/2? The power is 3 and the root is 2. Number 10, log a, you see division, you do subtraction, minus log b plus log c, because b times c, these are being multiplied. 11, a times b, so log a plus log b minus log c. Nothing changes when you have natural log. You do the same thing except write natural log. So 2 log a times, so plus log b divided by, so minus log c. 13, 1/2 log of a plus log of b. 14 is the same thing with just natural log. 15 is choice 2. You're just bringing the powers down front. And then actually 16 you could have done as well is choice 3. So I'm going to carry on and talk about on the next page. Where did I put that? There we go. How to condense logs. So after question 17, this is condensing. So you might just want to label this condense. So everything on the rest of this page is condensing. So basically you're taking multiple terms, putting them into one log term. So for question 17, if we take a look at that, now this power of 2 that's being multiplied, we're going to bring that up. Now it's the opposite. You see addition, you add exponents when you're multiplying. So this would be choice D. If we take a look at one more, one of the short answer ones. Okay, let's say 23. condense. So again, we have this power here of 1/3. That's going to come up. So this is going to be the natural log. When you condense, you're just writing log or natural log one time. 1/3 is going to be a to the first, the cube root of that. Now we have addition. When we see addition, we do multiplication times b to the second times c. So these are both multiplication symbols. So can you take a minute and just finish up this page, pause the video, and then come back and I'll go over it. All right, so at the bottom of this page here for the condensing, 18, your power is going to come up as an exponent. So 1/3 power divided by root is a cube root. Now you see subtraction, you do division when you subtract exponents when you're dividing. So that's why it's choice B. 19, you see addition, you do multiplication. So you only need to write natural log once, and then 1/2 is the square root. 20, you see subtraction, so you're doing division, a divided by b. 21, very similar, a divided by b squared, because that exponent comes up. 22, you got a bunch of exponents to come up, a squared, b squared, and then you're dividing by c to the 1/2, which is square root of c. And then in this multiple choice one, very similar, x to the 4th, you're dividing by the square root of z, or I'm sorry, the square root of y, or y to the 1/2, and then times z to the 3rd. That's why the z to the 3rd is in the numerator, because now it's plus, which means multiplication. So that's the first half of the lesson, expanding and condensing.